And good morning. This is Coach Big Pete of DeepDishFootball.com. It is time now to look at the quarterbacks for the Deep Dish Football game of the week this Friday. Stevenson versus Palatine. It's going to be a great game. Be sure to check it out at Palatine, by the way. So let's take a look at these two senior quarterbacks who are replacing good quarterbacks last season, but also had a great playing time during last season too, especially Palatine's quarterback DJ Angelaccio, and I do apologize if I mispronounced your last name, sir. I do apologize. DJ Angelaccio, we'll see. Uh, he replaced Zach Oles. Grayson Kubow replaced Aiden O'Connell. Now, especially Angelaccio had a great postseason too. Kubow looked good too. So let's just go over some of both these what these quarterbacks feature. DJ Angelaccio, more of a run shoot quarterback. Grayson Kubow, more of a red gun quarterback. DJ Angelaccio, um, unbelievable. Uh, how do you say? Unbelievable stance under pressure. Uh, doesn't make any mistakes in his throwing patterns, especially when he puts his front foot forward to make that throw. He doesn't feel pressure. He doesn't need to force a throw. Doesn't need to, how do you say it, throw off the back of his foot. Unbelievable uh, posture against defenses that have put pressure on him. I was completely impressed with him against Lions Township. Um, unbelievable game against Lions Township. His ability, not only that, but his ability to get the ball out of his hands before takes the hit to his receiver is unbelievable. Does a great job of that. Again, small quarterback, but as you know, Palatine has flourished a lot under small quarterbacks, and DJ Angelaccio is very, very impressive. I was very impressed with him just looking at his game film. Um, I think I think one of the key things too that I saw from him is his ability to make those low range passes, and with an ability, even because of his height, to get to the ball to the receiver without being picked off or deflected. It was unbelievable what DJ Angelaccio does. Um, I sort of consider him now one of the top level quarterbacks in the Chicagoland area. Just was really completely impressed with DJ Angelaccio. Again, I do apologize if I mispronounced his name, but um, it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting because I see DJ Angelaccio. It's gonna be a chess match between DJ Angelaccio and Sam Marks. So again, it's gonna be a great thing of, how do you say, just basically building up the pressure. Uh, he's got two good wide receivers in Johnny O'Shea and Myrtle, who also plays defensive back. I think the other guy plays defensive back too. But again, it's going to be an interesting chess match. He's got great receivers to throw to. Um, I do think, and I've said this about, and I'm going to go to Grayson Kubow pretty soon. I could probably tell you the level if you were to say over 15 to 20 yard passes percentage wise. If he completes over 70%, maybe 65%, if he completes over 65, 70%, I could probably tell you who won the game. And if DJ Angelaccio gets that percentage, game's over. It's unbelievable, especially if this kid, great eyesight, great ability to read defenses, was completely impressed with what he did last year. Shocking for filling in for injured Zach Oles, but my hats off to DJ Angelaccio. He really, really impressed me. It's going to be an interesting game this Friday. Now let's get to Grayson Kubow. Grayson Kubow, again, uh, like I said, a lot of a lot of rollouts, passes. They do a lot more of a twin set than Palatine. Palatine goes more into a trip set. But again, Grayson Kubow, filling in for Aiden O'Connell, has some experience last year. Another future big name, Stevenson quarterback. Of course, the other quarterback was 2 years ago. He was a wide receiver, but I'm talking about this. I'm talking about Grayson Kubow. He's a good quarterback. A lot of D1 programs looking at him. Again, good wide receiver, a good group of wide receivers, based into that whole how do you say Tiger Ellison's scheme mix of wide receivers. Simple as that. The old school Ohio, uh, old school Ohio spread scheme wise, basically with the wide receivers. And with when I talk about Angelaccio, when I talk about his passes over 15, 20 yards for Grayson Kubow, if I were to say hit low yardage passes, if there was a certain percentage, if he completed 90% of those passes, I could tell you who would win the game, because it's about one, setting up that short yardage pass, two, getting the key block, and three, making that defense make mistakes for extra yardage and hopefully to get that score. Simple as that. But Grayson Kubow is that type of quarterback. Stevenson, that offense is in the mixture of a how you say Hinsdale Central type of offense, not a Hinsdale Central, Rochester, old school 1990s Riverside Brookfield offense. That type of offense that basically says let the defense make mistakes. Simple as that. Let the defense make mistakes. Worry about what you have to do as a Stevenson offense, especially for your wide receivers. You're not the fastest, you're not the most athletic, but you're going to beat them with your brain. Simple as that. And that's what's impressive, especially for Grayson Kubow. And now Grayson Kubow, first openers as a starter, um, ability to roll out, ability to make the reads, especially in the read option for that run game, ability to go right through the A gap, B gap, get extra yards on his mobility. And when I talk about DJ Angelaccio, he does the same thing. They have some great quarterback draws for DJ Angelaccio, and it's impressive. Probably from what they did with Zach Oles too. But DJ Angelaccio is another great he's got some good mobility. So does Grayson Kubow. They roll him out to the left. They roll him out to the right. It's going to be great. It's going to be either way. It's a smart move what they do with Grayson Kubow. I see this, and I said this. I said this about Grayson Kubow, low yards, and DJ Angelaccio. Grayson Kubow's got more of a harder task, because he's going against two great. He's still going against two great defensive backs, in Myrtle and freaking other guy who O'Shea. I think he plays defensive back. If I'm not mistaken, I do mistake. They all Tapia. He just graduated, but they have another great box safety in Palatine. He has a tougher time, and he's got to face the pass rush. He has to face the pass rush. You got Brian Smith. You got the linebacker. I'm forgetting his name, but it's going to be a tougher job for Grayson Kubow. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. But Grayson Kubow is one of the top state quarterbacks. Angelaccio right now is just looking at his game film and everything else, and looking back at the old but the Lions Township game. He is quite impressive, DJ Angelaccio. My hat's off to the kid. It was completely impressive. But that's it for quarterbacks. Be sure you check out deepdishfootball.com for all Stevenson and Palatine Game of the Week information, game film dissection, everything else. Follow Coach Big Pete, Deep Dish Football on Twitter and Facebook. Also, if you have any questions, email me, coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. I will be there Friday night for Stevenson versus Palatine. If you like what I had to say, go to deepdishfootball.com. On the right-hand section, it says, leave Coach Big Pete a tip or a donation. Feel free to leave a tip or a donation. Deep Dish Football will always be free and everything else. So it should be an interesting time. Can't wait to go to see the game. And please keep looking at deepdishfootball.com. More stuff to come in for about Stevenson and the Palatine game, Deep Dish Football Game of the Week. I'm out.